Good morning. Good morning. This is James Johnson.
And I'm Chanel Johnson.
And we are the Credit Couple. If you guys are looking at the title, it says how having bad credit is costing you. How having bad credit is costing you. Go ahead and like, comment, and share this with somebody because it may help somebody today. So let's get started, sweetheart. How having bad credit is costing you.
I'm actually reading why having bad credit is
That
costing
is
you.
what I put. My bad. Why is having bad credit?
It's the same thing.
My fault.
I'm just being petty.
She
anyway,
Queen Petty, by the way.
If I'm the queen, who's the king?
Your daddy.
No, you. So, and it's super important. It's super important that you understand because some of y'all have a credit score that's starting with 3, 4, 5, 6, and you're not doing anything about it, right? And by you not doing anything about it, especially if you're struggling financially, if you're barely making ends meet, you need to understand, we want you to understand that that low credit score could be costing you hundreds, thousands, and in some cases, tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars
Say it fast.
over the course of your lifetime. And
Absolutely.
That is because your credit score impacts so many different things.
See, we call it keeping up with the Joneses. And what do I mean by that? Well, see, you can have bad credit and have the same exact car somebody has with good credit. And the way it's costing you is if you have bad credit, you're going to pay twice, maybe 3 times the amount of money for that car, right? And so a lot of times people are hiding that they have bad credit. You know, I said this years ago that I wish that we had to walk around with our credit score above our heads.
Shoot, I don't.
So
I wouldn't have been able to listen. I lived for 20 years, which, you know, seems like a long time. That was a long time.
You're only 21.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So listen, when I was 18, that's what 18, because I had to get a job, and I got a job as a receptionist, and I needed a car. So this was after my firstborn was born. So I was like 18 years old, and I had never even heard of a credit score. So we were looking for I was trying to see the comments. Okay. We were looking for a vehicle with, you know, I was car shopping with my mom, and there was this black Nissan that I wanted. 2 reasons. One, credit. The other was it was a stick shift. But I was like, I'm going to learn how to drive this stick shift. But I didn't know what a credit score was. So when the car salesman asked me what my score was, I didn't even know what he was talking about. Come to find out, I was in the 400s, and I literally stayed there. I didn't start working on my credit until I was 38. So do the math. That 20 years of my adult life, I was going to buy here, pay here, no credit check places, having to get co-signers, put double deposits down. And I literally just said some of the ways that having bad credit is costing you. But you can get by. You know, you could get by, you know, so even if you had the score on your head, there's always going to be a loan shark that's going to say, hey, I'll help you, but it's going to come with a price.
Absolutely. And, you know, I used to work at Renter Center, and I used to always call it Rip-Off Center, right? Because people will come in there and they'll buy the big screen TVs, they'll buy all the furniture, but we already knew that they were going to be paying for that furniture 5 times. Right? Versus someone who had good credit, they wouldn't come to Renter Center, obviously, right? And so, yeah, you could definitely live a glamorous life with bad credit, but is it worth it? Because think about all the money that you're giving away because you have that bad credit, right?
I was going to say, let's give some examples.
Well, I was going to give an example. Here's a big example. Before we got started on our credit repair process, our car insurance, we had 2 vans at the time, and we were actually paying $431 for 2 vehicles.
Were these like luxury vehicles?
No, they wasn't luxury. Well, they was luxury to us, but they weren't luxury, right? They weren't luxury at all. But we were paying $431. Now, the reason for that mostly was because of our credit scores. Well, when we started the process and our scores went up dramatically, well, our insurance payments went from $431 all the way down to $222. So that means we saved over almost $2,500 just because we had better credit. Now, we drive 2 luxury cars. We drive a Mercedes Benz. She has a Mercedes and I have a Mercedes. And our insurance is still not where it was when we were paying $431 for 2 vehicles. It's because we had better credit when we got the car insurance, right? And so that's a big example.
Yeah, so that's one thing you want to know is your insurance is impacted by your credit.
Absolutely.
So whether you're getting a car, your car insurance, as well as your homeowner's insurance, for those of you who want to become a homeowner, so consider your homeowner's insurance is also going to be impacted by your credit. Another way that bad credit can actually, or a low score can cost you, is with the interest rates, right? And so we just talked about insurance, but in financing that vehicle, it typically comes with an interest rate attached to it. If you want to finance anything in America, there's usually an interest rate attached to it, which is connected to your credit score. So if you have a high credit score, you can get 0 to 1 or a single digit interest rate. But if you have a low credit score, your interest rate is typically going to be in the double digits. And because of that, you're going to pay a lot more over the life of the same loan when you compare that to somebody who gets the same exact thing, but because they have a higher credit score. So for you, it can make the difference of your payment, your car payment, your mortgage payment. Maybe you're financing solar panels. Maybe you got a personal loan, whatever, right? But it's going to make the difference of someone paying maybe $200 a month and someone paying $300, $400, $500 a month for the same exact car. For someone's mortgage being $1,200 a month and someone's mortgage being $1,500, $1,600 a month for the same home. So this is another area where you definitely want to, raise your score, because it is going to impact the interest rate.
I mean, that's huge. I mean, because the interest rate on you buying a home, an interest rate on you buying a car, even your credit cards, all of that stuff will be, like she said.
Like she said. So see, when I say he,
I know.
Don't do that.
Like my beautiful wife said.
Him there. Him right there.
Look, I just need, anyway, you threw me out for that one, but that's good. But yeah, so the interest rate is definitely heavily affected because of a low credit score, right? Also, what else is affected when you have a low credit score? Where you live, right? How many people can truly, honestly say they're living where they want to live, right? And if that's you, great, I'll congratulate you. But most people are living where they can qualify for, right? And that's what they're doing. Also, what are you driving? See, most people are driving the car that they qualify for. See, I used to sell cars, and people used to come in there with a Mercedes-Benz vision, but they can only get a Ford, right? Because of their credit score, right? And so we already know, listen, here's what I understand about credit now. When you have a high credit score and you have excellent credit, your life is different. I'll tell you one different. I'm going to tell you, my wife, she's absolutely amazing. Y'all heard her talk about, she dealt with bad credit. But I remember the day that she got approved for a $25,000 credit card. When I tell you she was super excited, she was, man, listen, all I kept saying was, can I hold something? But she got approved for a $25,000 credit card. And I remember when we started this process and how she was like, man, I don't know if they can help me. I don't know if this can help. But it did. And when she got approved for that, it was amazing. Then after she got approved, one of our sons got approved for how much initially?
More than one of our children got approved. So one got 15,200. One got 1,000. One got 3,000. And since then, those balances or those limits have actually gone up. The 1,000 is now like 3,000. 3,000 is like over 5,000, and that 15,000 is actually like 45,000 because they actually were able to get two. But you brought back a memory when you talked about where you live, because I know for me, struggling with low credit for so long, that was a huge challenge for me, being able to find where I could live with my children and get approved. And I remember one time going to a trailer park because that was the only place that I could find that did no credit check. And then going, doing the walkthrough of the little trailer or the mobile home or whatever it was, I was just like, I cannot have my kids here. And we wound up, by the grace of God, finding another place. He definitely had his hand in that. But your credit really can impact the options that you have, because some communities you can't even go without a minimum. Like to even apply, you have to be, 625 or 700 or whatever. And so if you're sitting there with that 400 credit score, like I was, or in the 500s, you're already out the box. Which brings me to another huge area where having a low score is costing you, and you might not even be considering it, but that's in missed opportunities. Because guess what? You might be presented with an opportunity, but you can't take advantage of it because you don't qualify. Because you might, even in business, sometimes you got to go and get bonded. And, to get bonded, they check your credit. And I know, like, again, going from a past experience where there was a huge opportunity with a trade show opportunity, and this particular driver couldn't get bonded because of his credit. And that actually cost him not only that contract, but this company was actually, because they liked him as a driver, they were gifting him 4 trucks, 2 big rigs, 2 26-foot trucks. And it was like a $500,000 contract to do trade shows, just working like 3 months out of the year. Huge deal, but couldn't get past the bonding because of the credit. That is a huge missed opportunity. So your credit could literally be holding you back from being able to participate or live that's an opportunity to be able to live in, a good community, or to take part of different programs. You might want to do, this real estate program, or, this training course, and they have a financing option and you can't qualify. And so that's just another thing I want to throw out there, because how many opportunities are you letting pass you by because you simply can't qualify because of that credit?
Absolutely. And so, listen, this is an incredible topic. And I know that 2022 is coming to an end. And I know a lot of people are starting to think about their 2023 goals. And one of the things that we're going to tell you is don't wait to start the process. Start the process today. So if you are looking to increase your credit score, reach out to my beautiful wife, myself. We're more than happy to help you, right? Give yourself a gift of starting the process, because I promise you, once you get that process started and you start to have some results, your credit score starts to go up, you will get some options and some opportunities because you have better credit. Maybe you want to move next year. If you want to move next year, hit us up. Maybe you want a new car next year. If you want to get a new car, hit us up. Maybe you have some kids that's getting ready to go to college and you need to apply for the Parent Plus loan. Hit us up, right?
Maybe you just want to turn on your utilities and not have to pay a deposit.
Right. I remember, yeah, that's a good one. But that's it, right? So on this Monday, we're telling you to increase your credit score so you can get money back into your home instead of paying out all that money for that high interest. So again, if you're looking to start that process today, reach out to Mrs. Chanel Johnson, reach out to me, James Johnson, and we'd be more than happy to help you. So with that, have an incredible Monday. My name is James Johnson.
And I'm Chanel Johnson. I thought you were going to kind of like tie that in.
I know, my fault. Anyway, I didn't know if you had something you wanted to close on. But other than that, have an incredible day. Please remember to like, comment, and share. Hopefully this information can help somebody. So with that, have an incredible rest of your day. God bless.